Welcome back to the Candle Business Podcast. If this is your first time tuning in, my name is Erica and I run a candle business called Memory Box Candle Co. with my husband, Chris. We also have a wonderful little boy who just recently turned 18 months old, which is crazy that he's already a year and a half old. And on this podcast, I share everything that I have learned in the past 5 years of running my own candle business. And if you are somebody who is also wanting to start and grow your own candle business, go ahead and download my free candle business launch checklist. If you go to ericamariemorris.com/checklist, you can join my email list and also have this free checklist sent directly to your inbox. This checklist is going to give you a better idea of the things that you should be thinking about as you are going through the process before you launch your candle business. I've had thousands of people download this and have had great feedback, so I know it's going to help you out a bunch. And today's topic is going to be all about how I feel about social media and being a business owner. So let's go ahead and get right into it. I want to kick off today's podcast by reading an Instagram story that I posted at the very end of January. And it's something that I've been thinking about for a really long time when it comes to the struggle of being a business owner who also wishes desperately that they could just delete all social media, but having that feeling like I have to be on social media because I have a business. So I'm just going to read you this post that I made to my stories. So I said, just wanted to share some thoughts I've had recently, and I think some of you can relate. I'm a young millennial born in 1994. I can't believe I'm going to be 31 next month. I just recently turned 31 a few days ago. The bulk of my early childhood was internet free, but I got social media, MySpace, when I was 13. And of course, social media has exploded since then. On one hand, especially as a business owner, I'm so appreciative that social media exists. It allows me to share my brand with people who would not have found it otherwise. However, I'm really struggling with the balance between wanting to be active on social media for the success and growth of my company and wanting desperately to delete everything to protect my heart and mind. Every part of social media can be so negative. It doesn't matter the post, the niche, the Facebook group, the video, the photo, the caption. Someone somewhere will have something negative to say. And 9 times out of 10, there are arguments in the comments. I've realized after many, many years on social media how affected I get by the things I see and read. Sometimes it keeps me up at night with anxiety or worry. Sometimes it takes up my time with needless and pointless research. I've taken short breaks and then come back thinking things will be different, that somehow I won't be as affected or addicted by the things I see. But it's always the same. I've formed my entire view of entertainment since my teen years around content from social media. So it's incredibly hard to stop because it's almost instinctual. I open my phone and click on an app to check it so many times a day out of habit. I will often think, why do I compulsively feel like checking this social media app? My only solution is to limit social media use to business only. I've already deleted my personal Instagram a couple months ago, and with a strategy. So what I'm referring to right there is saying that I am thinking the only way that I can use social media for business is to have a strategy going forward with it and not just using it kind of willy-nilly. I'm using YouTube very sparingly when I'm researching a specific topic and cannot find a podcast about it. Overall, I'm trying to limit my view of comment sections, besides my own comment section on my YouTube channel, of course. Right now, I'm just using music, audiobooks, and podcasts as my entertainment because they don't have comment sections. I'm not sure why I'm sharing this, but I know this is probably a struggle for many of you out there as well. Social media has a lot of positives, but it's also the reason for the largest mental health crisis we have ever seen. I mean, isn't that the truth? I've been researching so much more about the effects of social media and mainly with our youth. I can't believe I can say that. I mean, I'm in my 30s. I can say youth, right? So, the young kids and how much it affects them. I know that if I had social media in my pocket when I was growing up, that absolutely would have changed my entire dynamic of my whole childhood. So knowing what I know now and being able to analyze my own behavior and my own addictions that I can very much say that I am very much addicted to my phone, much like many of us are. But I had to really tailor in and be like, okay, what am I doing? How am I utilizing these social media platforms, and how is it negatively impacting me? So throughout the years, what I noticed with myself is that I would watch YouTube videos and immediately scroll down to the comment section to look and see what other people's opinions were before I even watched the video. It was just this compulsive desire to hear what other people have to say first. And I think that there's a lot of issues with that. It's almost like if every time before you watched a movie, you had a bunch of people telling you their opinion on that movie. And specifically, if they say, oh, I don't like that movie. That movie is not good at all. Then you would go into watching that movie already with a negative connotation and with the assumption that you probably wouldn't like it. Or it may change your opinion on it, because if you did like the movie, then maybe they would think that maybe you'd be too embarrassed to admit that you like the movie, and you'd want to agree with whoever told you that they didn't like the movie. You know what I mean? So those are the things that I was thinking of, because I did find myself being addicted in multiple ways, wanting to constantly read the comment section. And then I found this addiction in constantly needing to listen to a video, find a new video to watch. And honestly, I feel like becoming a mom has drastically magnified this, and it's made me feel even more like I need to make a change. And what's very difficult for me is the fact that I do have my candle business, and I want to be on social media in order to promote my brand and get in front of people who may not have found me otherwise. But then I also struggle with not wanting to be attached to my phone 24/7 and, being distracted when I'm with my son. So I am basically a stay-at-home mom that also has a candle business, and I am with my son all the time, all day long. And I have found myself kind of hiding my phone on the side when he's playing, by his toys, and just scrolling and looking at stuff, or constantly feeling like I have to find a new video or something new to listen to and watch. And the thing about YouTube is most videos are kind of shorter. Podcasts are usually a little bit longer. So what I've switched to, and I'll get to the whole gist on why I'm explaining this, I just kind of want to give you a little backstory on my personal struggle and understanding my own addictions when it comes to social media, and how that ties in emotionally and mentally when it comes to running a candle business. Because when I made this post on Instagram, I had so many people messaging me saying, I agree, I feel the exact same way. And yet we're all so trapped in it. So many of us are so trapped in this cycle of constantly picking up our phone and looking at a social media app and checking for updates. And it's just this, it's almost like something we don't even think about. It's just immediate. If you haven't looked at your phone for a little bit, if you're out and about and you're waiting somewhere, you open up your phone. If there's kind of like a weird, awkward moment, you open up your phone, you hold your phone. And I guess I really want to escape that somehow. I just want to do better, I guess, for my son, just so I can be a better mom and more present mom, because of the fact that I do have a business. So I'm already a lot of the times, feel like my mind is thinking about work. So I'm just trying to figure out, how can I still be on social media and use it as a tool? So use it in a way that's going to still help grow my business, but not in a way that I'm going to be too obsessed and addicted to it. So here is what I have been working on. So because I realized my first thing was, okay, I have to be real with myself. What am I most addicted to? What is the thing that, I guess you could use the term, triggers me or feeds into that addiction the most? And I hated to admit it. I hated when I had to really, narrow it down because I wanted so badly for it to not be YouTube. I wanted it to be, oh, well, I'm addicted to TikTok. I'm addicted to Instagram. I can't do those. So I'm just going to delete those and then I'll be fine. Because I tried that before in the past. And I know myself so well. I'm so addicted to YouTube. I didn't want it to be YouTube. So I try to blame every other social media platform than YouTube because, as you know, I love YouTube. I'm a creator myself. So obviously I still want people to watch my videos and my content. You know, this video isn't to be like, oh, don't watch YouTube anymore. But I'll explain more of how I'm trying to have a bit of a balance as much as you can with an addiction, because I think it is silly to say have a balance or moderation when it comes to any kind of addiction, because if you were to apply it to any other addiction, it wouldn't make sense to just tell the person to do it in moderation because it's not possible to do. So what I decided after I realized that YouTube was the biggest culprit for me, and also any kind of shorts of any kind. So YouTube shorts, TikToks, Instagram reels. I know all of us can probably agree that that just sucks you in to the platform. And I would find myself scrolling and I would tell myself, okay, Erica, that's the last video. Like, turn it off, turn it off. And I would still just be like, but what's the next video? But what's the next video? I mean, even when I do go onto YouTube to research a specific video, which is the only time I go onto YouTube now, is if I have a specific video that I am wanting an answer to or knowledge on, I have to actually cover the bottom of the screen when I go onto it, because I don't have the YouTube app anymore, so I deleted it. I just go onto, Safari and I type it in. But when it pops up, if I don't cover the screen, I will immediately get distracted and want to click on one of the YouTube shorts or one of the videos. And I find myself trying to justify it by being like, oh, well, I could just watch one video, that's fine. And then it just turns into this endless cycle of wasting time. And it's so, for me, it leaves me feeling negative. And I think that's kind of where I'm going with all of this. If you are somebody who consumes social media as entertainment, but it doesn't affect you, if you notice that you don't end up feeling bad or sad or anxious or anything, then it's probably fine. It's probably not an issue for you. But for me, the amount of content and information that I have accidentally consumed that I would have never wanted to know is kind of astonishing. I mean, I am a very sensitive person. I don't like anything disturbing. I don't like anything that's like horror or true crime. I don't want to know. I don't like it. It just fills my mind with negativity. I think about it too much. I'm a visualizer, so I will visualize things no matter how horrific it is. So it just ends up giving me anxiety and making me upset. So I have tried, and I understand that the internet is the internet. This is the world we live in, blah, 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 whatever. But I am trying to utilize it in the best way that I can. So thinking about social media as a tool instead of as a form of entertainment is how I have tried to change things up. So when it comes to social media, I have gotten rid of pretty much, I wasn't really that active on TikTok, but I had no problem deleting that app because I limited myself on that years ago because I could see the cycle. I still do have Facebook, and Facebook has their Facebook, I don't know what they call it on Facebook, like the short videos on Facebook, that I will sometimes find myself be like, okay, Erica, get out of that. You can't even do it. I will do that on Instagram Reels too. If I accidentally come across something and then just start swiping up, I'm like, okay, you need to stop because I will get sucked in for hours. So, and then it's a waste of my time, and especially nap time, like nap times right now for my son. And it's such my time is so valuable right now to me because I don't have that much of it anymore. So to spend it on just mindless crap is just, it doesn't make any sense to me. So that's also kind of my perspective with my life now. I used to think I didn't have any time, and now I really, really, really don't have a lot of time. So I have decided, like I had said, that social media, I'm going to just utilize it for business. So I got rid of my personal Instagram, And I am going through and in the process of unfollowing a lot of accounts that I'm just like, I don't know them, or they don't really serve me, I guess, in any way that's positive. A lot of it is neutral, but a lot of it can just be information overload coming at me. And that can just be really overwhelming. So I'm just kind of going through trying to clean up that end and just utilizing it in a business way. So everything that I post, everybody that I'm following, the way that I'm utilizing it. So a big thing that I'm utilizing Instagram for is to find new retailers to carry our products. So I'm constantly on the hunt, if you will, of finding new retailers to reach out to. And Instagram is a really great way to do that. And that's the thing, is that if you are somebody who finds yourself addicted to social media and you wish more than anything that you could just delete everything, but you feel this pull that you still have to be on social media because you have a business, try to frame it in the way of just utilizing it as a tool, and write down, what am I using this social media platform for? What is the ultimate goal? What am I getting out of it? I mean, you can even think about it if you're not wanting to, let's say what I'm doing mainly right now is trying to find retail clients. If you are wanting to find regular direct to consumer client or customers, you can think about it as, okay, I'm trying to spend the least amount of time on social media and get the most out of it. So instead of constantly thinking about it as, well, I need to go viral, I need to get all these new customers coming in all the time, think about it as the customers that you do have, try to turn those into lifelong loyal customers. So instead of focusing on, I just need to get new customers, think about it as, well, the customers that I do get from Instagram, I want to keep them as long as possible as loyal customers. So you can focus on growing your email list, you can have a subscription service of some kind, and you can have a loyalty program. Implementing these on your website are ways that you can continue to grow your business and be able to market your business without actively posting or using social media, because you've taken that customer that you found on social media and you brought it into your world and into your business outside of social media, and you can continue to market to them and continue to have them as a lifelong customer. And that, I believe, is the best way to go about using these social media platforms without getting too caught up in everything, because I feel like we can get too caught up in consuming other people's content instead of creating our own content. I think that that is a better use of your time, because when you're creating content, you're not actually actively on social media in that moment. You're typically using other apps or platforms to create that content before you post it to social media. And again, I'm not hating on social media in a way that I just wish it would all go away and I hate it. I think that there are positives to it, especially if you do have a business, but I do think that it's almost like an open, what do they say? Like a gateway drug, I guess is the best way to explain it. So if you create a social media account for your business, and then before you know it, you're downhill in something, in other videos and content that has nothing to do with your business, nothing to do with your strategy, nothing to do with anything that's going to actually grow and flourish your business in any way. And if you think about using these social media platforms in a way that's going to grow your business and have a strategy going into it, it makes it a lot less likely to get distracted, unless you're, of course, somebody like me that has ADHD tendencies. I totally understand that. I get distracted in a snap of a finger of looking at things. So that's why I have to constantly talk to myself, Erica, stay on track. You're looking this up. You're doing this. It's a lot of self-direction, essentially, when it comes to trying to stay on task and not utilize the social media platform just for pure mindless entertainment in that moment, and just using it as a business strategy to grow your business. But if you really just want to stay off of social media, you want to have nothing to do with it, and you still want to start and grow your own candle business, you can do that. I mean, if you think about it, this is how businesses have been running for decades before social media was even a thing, and people have been very successful without social media. So you just kind of have to do more of old school kind of marketing, or taking, I guess, old school and new school by using the internet, but not necessarily social media. So for instance, Pinterest is something that I am really focusing on right now to get traffic to my website. So Pinterest is interesting because it's not really a social media platform. It's more of a search engine. So they consider themselves a search and discovery platform. And it's interesting because it has kind of a social media feel, but not. It's not going to still, at least for me, it definitely doesn't have the same kind of addictive properties that other social media platforms have, but it's a way for you to organically get traffic to your website. And that is something that I am focusing on, is getting that organic traffic and then learning Pinterest more so that I can run ads more effectively. And it's a really good kind of middle ground, I would say, between not being online and not wanting to be on social media. So you're still obviously using the internet to get customers, but it is a way for you to, get that organic traffic coming in. You can also do a bunch of local markets. I'm a big proponent of being able to be in your local community. I have made many sales at local markets. I've made many sales through Facebook groups. So joining a local Facebook group and selling, introducing your candles, maybe creating a candle specifically for your community, which I have done, and just selling your candles on there. We've made quite a bit of sales and quite a bit of lifelong customers from selling on these Facebook groups. And then you can also work on increasing, or I guess improving, your SEO, which is search engine optimization on your website. This would also be more of that organic reach. So I would recommend making sure that your keywords are good on both of your titles as well as your descriptions of your products, and also elsewhere on your website. And then I am really looking into creating a blog on my website. It's something that I had a goal of doing when I did my rebrand, but that was something that kind of got pushed off to the side. It just wasn't a priority on the list of getting that rebrand, done and ready to go. But it is something that I am wanting to do, specifically because I'm interested in Pinterest marketing and being more on Pinterest. I feel like blogs and Pinterest go hand in hand, but it really just depends on who your target market is and where you can locate them. Where would they be? And then another idea would be to contact retailers directly. So let retailers distribute your products. And of course, that's selling your products wholesale. So it'd be selling your candles wholesale. So you'd want to make sure that you're pricing effectively in order to get a good profit margin, even after selling your products at 50% off. And then another option as well is to just be somebody's manufacturer. So you could you could have some kind of niche within an industry. So for instance, we could say luxury hotels or resorts and spas, something like that. And you create your product specifically for this type of industry. And then you can reach out to, there's so many across the world, I'm assuming. So reach out to the ones that are probably closest to you first, because the closer they are, the easier it is for people to want to work with you, because if they don't have to pay shipping, or the shipping is going to be really affordable for them, it's easier for them to want to follow through. But you can be a manufacturer for them. You can create candles for them with their brand name and their scent names or whatever it is, and also choose scents that would go well with whatever industry you're trying to market and find. So that is an option that would not require social media. It would require you to, of course, use the internet to find these places that you're trying to pitch your product and your services to, but you can reach out via email, and you're able to also, send them, so find their address and send them products as well to get that attention from these prospects. So, all in all, I think this topic is very interesting because it's this balance between, wanting to utilize the tools like social media that we have to grow our candle business. But the whole premise of social media is to be a distraction, to keep us on the platform, to keep us addicted. And that is a huge distraction and a disservice to us and our candle businesses, because you go on to do something for business, and then an hour and a half later you realize that you just got distracted with a million things and you never actually completed the task that you went on there to do for you and your own business. So I hope this podcast episode resonated with some of you. I know it probably did, considering how much feedback I got off of the Instagram story that I had posted last month, and the feedback from people saying that they felt the exact same way about social media that I do. So I hope this video gave you some encouragement, gave you a new way of thinking around social media, a new way of either utilizing it as a tool or realizing that you actually don't have to have social media or have to have it be a big part of your marketing for your candle business in order for you to be successful. No matter which path you take when it comes to marketing, it's going to be challenging, it's going to be work, it's going to be something that you're going to overcome, and things that you're going to have to problem solve your way through to figure out the best way to reach the customers that you are trying to reach. But it's something that you can do, and you don't have to just run Facebook ads or Instagram ads in order to do that. But with that, I am going to end today's podcast episode here right now. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it. I'm feeling pretty good from the weekend I had. It was my birthday last week, and it's just crazy that I feel like I didn't even get a chance to completely, realize that I was in my 30s, and now I'm 31. I'm like, this is just weird. I'm going to forget how old I am all the time. But anyways, I will see you in the next one.